where your homies are on Instagram, you know? It's just like you're lucky if you can keep up with your friends like around the world. It really sucks. And I'm not trying to put Miami up in my little fucking profile every fucking day. It's annoying. Okay, so let me do the intro. And God, I feel so funny when I say Tehran. How do you pronounce it?
Tehran.
Tehran, bitch.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, guys. This is Lexy Panterra. I have a new guest today. The Oops podcast is officially, I don't know how many months old, but I think it's my 7th episode, which is crazy. Today we have Tehran, comedian / my Persian brother.
I love that for us.
What's up?
I love that for us. I love when you get back to your Persian roots. I love that for you.
It doesn't happen that often, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like a lot of my family is whitewashed, if you will.
Sure,
Makes
but
sense.
it's
Americanized.
Yeah, but you've been in America, like your family's been in America longer than they were in Iran. Like, to be honest, like your dad, who's a
My
legend,
dad came
your
in, he
uncle,
was
the
like
whole-
13, 14 years old.
Exactly.
I know, I'm like, let's get into it, because the Persians have stuff to talk about.
Especially now. Especially what's going on now. So, like,
and so I thought you were perfect for this, to come on. Thank you for coming on. So you can school the people.
But that's the thing, when you're like that second generation, you're growing up in America, you have all this American influence, and then you have this cultural heritage that every generation, it's not that we're getting further and further from, especially with what's going on in Iran. A luxury that a lot of other people who are immigrants have is the luxury of being able to go back to the country that they're from. So if they are Mexican immigrants, they can just go to Mexico. I mean, we've been to Mexico more than we've ever been to Iran. So it's like you can go to those countries and you can explore your heritage and your cultural identity. With us, really, we can't. The closest thing we have to going to Iran is going to Westwood or Beverly Hills, and that's it, you know?
Oh my gosh, I know. I definitely had dreamed of the day that I could enter Iran. And it's probably still, even if the revolution does happen, it might take some time for us people with tattoos of,
Actually,
you
that's
know,
the funny
Allah on my neck, and for us not to be in trouble.
In Iran, a lot of people actually have tattoos. Like, it's actually a big thing. Like, some of these artists have so many tattoos, face tattoos. It's become counter culture has become the new culture. And on top of that, it's not, if the revolution happens, it's happening. Just hopefully the success of the revolution will be the removal of the Iranian regime that's in power right now, the Islamic Republic, to a better, more positive, more opportunity-driven regime that's good for everybody. That's the thing we're hoping for. But like, Iranians have made a big impact in the world outside of the country. If you look in the United States, there are superstars like you, who basically, you changed the game when it came to social media. You're like this legend in the game. Your name comes up in these big conversations. But even in the tech field, there's a lot of people. The CEO of Uber is an Iranian. The person who created eBay was an Iranian. If you go down the list, yeah, that's the thing. And then you come to Los Angeles or Washington, D.C., you have a lot of huge Iranian presence, whether it's in comedy like myself, but in the arts, in doctors, lawyers, engineers, go down the list. So Shahs of Sunset, you can go down that list, and there's been an impact. So
I like auditioned for Shahs of Sunset, and I'm like, honestly, I like you guys, but I'm nowhere near what you guys are like, and I don't think we're gonna get along much.
They were way
I was like,
too.
I'm a little too ghetto for you guys, so I don't think that's gonna work.
There's a lot, but you know what? There's a lot of real ones on there. Gigi is a real one. Like, if you don't know Gigi, Gigi is a real one. Like, period.
Really?
Gigi is one of my favorite people. The cast, I enjoy all the cast. They have a new show that's out. Shah's,
Nice. I haven't seen it in a while.
The Valley's out. They had.
I'm into the Dubai Bling a little bit. Also, all the rich like TV shows, I'm always sneaking in and out of them. I like watching them a lot.
Well, Dubai Bling has Donya and Marwan, and they are of Iranian background. Those are my very good friends. Marwan is DJ Bliss and his wife
Yes,
Donia and
I
all
know
them.
him briefly a little bit.
So you'll see
Very
that, like,
cool.
that impact.
How long have you been, where were you born? How long have you been in America?
So I was born in the United States. I'm half Iranian, half black. So
In LA?
I was born in Washington, D.C. I'm a Washington, D.C. East Coast person. I grew up on the East Coast. I went to school. Then afterwards, I moved to LA to do comedy. And so I see the best coast, West Coast, East Coast, Beast Coast
That's
vibes
cool. You
all the
get the
way.
best of both worlds. Yeah,
Exactly. That's just who I've been my
nice.
whole life. The best of both
That's
worlds.
how I felt coming from LA and Sacramento. You know, more of the Bay compared to LA. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like a mixture, 50-50, which is how I feel about being Persian and Irish. What's your other side? You're Persian and what?
So I'm half black. So my mom is black. Her father's American black. My mother's mother was Egyptian black. And so I'm just half black, half
You
Iranian.
know, I feel like you were definitely the first. I'm trying to think of someone else that I know
Nah, I invented
who
it.
might be black and Iranian, but I feel like you're the only one I know.
There might have been people that were before me.
Boy,
Yeah.
I know a girl in high school. I grew up with her, Dominique, and she was the best dancer at the high school. And I looked up to her, and I found out she was Persian and black, and my mind just exploded, and I was so excited
I'm
about
gonna have to
it.
get her Instagram
And she
after
was
this.
gorgeous, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with you.
I love it.
There weren't
Nobody
a
was
lot of
Persian and
mixed
black.
people, right? Yeah, and now on TikTok, now that this is going on right now,
Everybody's black and
I
Persian.
see
Like,
so many mixed Persian people, and it's cool because it's like, wow, like there's more of us, and you don't. I don't realize it. I'm not around a lot of mixed Persian people. So where are you guys at?
that's the thing. You know, you're Iranian.
Come holler at your girl.
Iranian and Irish. That was like, you were like the first wave of that, because Persians came, and then they met these white girls and they set up franchises. So they were
They
getting
met. My parents met when my dad came. First, he came to England. Then he went to Napa Valley. You know, like the Bay up north, and he met my mom in high school. Then my dad ended up moving to LA early, and you know I was born in Santa Rosa up north, but lived back and forth, going back and forth my whole life because they were never together really. You know, broke up when I was like 2 type of thing. And then had a bunch of siblings, half siblings, which also half black and Irish.
I know.
Because Mama had them.
I know.
He's actually, my brother's going to be on my show next. I'm excited
love
because Super Bowl's coming up, and he got to be in the Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
So I get to chat with him a little bit about some stuff, you know.
Yeah, you have
But
a
I
lot
love
of
having a mixed
legendary
family.
blood. You have a lot of legendary blood. Your dad, I don't know if your audience knows that your dad is like a legend. Your uncle is a legend. Like,
Uncle's killing it right now.
Yo.
My uncle just did the Scorpions movie. I don't know when it comes out, but like my dad growing up, the Scorpions were like his favorite band, which being like kind of my favorite band in a way. And they did the Scorpion movie, and my dad was able to meet the cast. I'm pretty sure he was in the movie. My uncle produced it. I'm like, my uncle, my family does pretty cool shit. But I'm a hustler, and I'm over here like, can you give me a role in the movie? What do I gotta do to audition?
and they're making you earn it, because that's how it works. Like, they make, that's like that immigrant mentality where it's like, you don't just get stuff, you have to earn stuff. And
I've always been a hustler, always.
and you've
of
been a
course, my
hustler
uncle
since
has
day
put me in
one.
some movies.
Since day one, by the way.
Always. Honestly, too much. I've been learning how to chill recently a little more and like be okay with being still and seeing what comes and what goes, and not saying yes to so many things, and making sure I can say no as well, and balancing life, man. Plus getting married.
I know, which when I saw that, I was like so happy for you. That's crazy to me, because you were never never the I'm even gonna fall. Like, you didn't have time for guys. Like, guys would always be around you.
Have time, but like definitely not have time. No.
Yeah, you didn't have time. You'd be like, yo, you weren't one of those. You were always a clever girl. Like, you've always been on top of it.
Guys are distracting. And I should have put them away at some points as well, because distracting. And when you're young, I'm trying to tell my young homegirls, like, listen, just put the dating on the back burner. You don't need to date right now. Just hustle and get your money up.
make your move. I mean, that's what you really did. Like you were all about hustling. That I think you
Thank
got from your
you.
Iranian side. That hustle. Because when you watch,
Yeah,
your whole family is just
definitely didn't come from
hustlers.
my mom's side of the family ain't so much of like super hustlers. My dad's side,
It's
definitely.
a hustle mentality. That's like a Persian characteristic is to have that hustle, have that, I don't want to just say intelligence, but it's a form of street smarts where you're always on the go. Like
Oh
every
yeah.
Persian you meet is basically a CEO and a mob boss at the same time. Like
Man,
why?
Persians are badass, man.
Yeah,
The
they
women are very badass. I'm excited for Iran to be free and have all the amazing people be able to just collaborate and create new technology and new dancing and just all these things, that the world is lacking from the Persian side, from the
there's a
Persian
big
community.
there's a big influence in Iran for dancing. A lot of there's break
Yeah.
dancing, there's just trend dancing. They love the dance culture and they emulate it and imitate it and they go out there and they're really renovating and innovating their own form of
My
dancing.
uncle Ali, he always breaks out into his break dancing. Ah! And my stepdad, when it's like weddings and things like this, I'm like, you're getting too old. You can't do it
Yeah,
anymore.
that's so
But my uncle growing up was into the wrestling and into that as well, and the
yeah.
car racing and the motorcycles.
They
And
were
these are the
your
things they
dad and
used
your
to
uncle
do,
were motorcycle bad
even in
boys racing.
Iran.
They were I'm telling you, they were the bad boys in they came to LA and just beat everybody up. Like they were really living that life.
That's funny. Yeah, they
Yeah.
definitely hustled. Although we did come from halfway money, with my grandmother being a famous poet,
Yeah.
but she passed away of cancer 7 days before I was born. That's why everyone came here to America to get the best, care. But these boys definitely hustled because, my grandfather ended up leaving, going back to Iran, and left the boys here to just fend for themselves, basically. So they made
Exactly.
it. They did their damn thing, and now I'm trying to do my damn thing and keep up.
But you are doing your thing and you're doing the
Thank you.
music thing. I came to New York to see your concert and you killed that.
Oh, that was a good show.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't think
Enough
people
about
realize.
me. Let's get
Nah,
more
but I
into
don't think
about
people
you.
realize how your music is very good. Like your
Thank you.
events are great, but the music that you're actually putting out is very, very good. It
I have some
reminds me,
albums I'm putting out.
yeah, it reminds me of like a ratchet Ariana Grande. I'm serious, like ratchet Ariana Grande. Like if Ariana had more
No, that
flavor,
ain't. I'm not mad
it's
at
a.
that.
Why would you
That's
ever? Oh
true.
my gosh, I love Ariana Grande, but if she had a little more like more, you know, I don't want
No,
to say
for real.
black, but black. If she had a little black, it'd be what you're doing. So you're doing a move.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I need to get on stage more. Actually, I think that there's a festival in Long Beach on March 28th. I'm pretty sure I have a set. I don't know who's opening up, but I don't know. I think there's like 3,000 people, street fair,
Well, that's what's up.
dispensary, like a cannabis event. I'll be in Long Beach for a day and a half. And then there's March Music Miami week here that weekend. So I need to fly back because hopefully I'll be involved with something.
I love that. Yeah, you're doing
What
great.
What have you been working on?
Well, I
What's
mean,
going
obviously
on?
comedy, and the reason I even bring up the music stuff is because comedy and music are very similar. It's a very similar hustle, and it's not just because it's in show business, but it's because you are always in this process of creating, and you always have to be on the cusp of what's next and what's new. And basically, we are doing the
Hard.
same thing. When you're writing a song, it's usually from a real place, vulnerability. You're creating, you're writing like the lyrics and then the chorus and the bridge and the breakdown and this and that. We do the same thing when we're making jokes. With jokes, we are also writing the lyrics and the chorus and the bridge and the breakdown and all the things. The difference is we're just doing it with jokes. So when you go on stage,
Hard work.
music is playing, and if you're
Do you
playing,
write lyrics? Do you write
I
music?
mean, I don't really write
I feel like a
lyrics like that.
comedian can,
Yeah, I mean, we do freestyle, like
right?
we freestyle. It's a very similar vibe, but
Because your story tell,
exactly.
and you have definitely a show that you emulate multiple times, right? You do a show and then you keep it for a while,
You
right?
try
Like
to
how long do you keep a set for? It depends.
So it depends on who you are as a comedian and how often. I'm very good at coming up with new things. So people that
That's
come to
cool.
my show, I have a show at the Laugh Factory every week. Every Thursday is Terror on Thursday, and it's like a known thing, and people come.
Yes.
And I come up with a lot of new stuff. But a comedian, you'll keep doing the same material until you perfect it, and then you put it out there. So it's a very similar vibe. The same
Being a
thing happens with
comedian is
going in the
crazy.
booth. Yeah, with music.
In the booth, I feel like I always sound different live compared to the booth. I get anxious, nervous. So tell me about your anxiety going up on stage, or how's that been for you?
Well, I don't think I have anxiety about going on stage, but what I do have is pressure of being better. So every time your reputation grows, and thankfully mine is in a place where like a lot of comedians are starting to recognize who I am and how I am, the audiences are catching on. So everyone has this expectation of you being really good. And then right before, you have to be better than your last show. Because just like music, you're only good as your last hit.
Jeez. Well, at least you're really good at branding.
Yeah, yeah, always, always branding. And
The
it
branding's
helps.
on point with you, yeah. Did you do any work like with brands or anything like this, like before you started doing your own thing?
So that's actually before I got into comedy, I was working on, I would basically was in that promotional field. I was throwing events, I was doing parties, I was working with music
In
labels
Washington?
in Washington, D.C., New York, doing just
Nice.
Miami. I was just doing a lot of events like that. And then they grew into LA. So I was always on that side. A lot of people don't realize it's called show business. And you have to be aware of the business part. If you're not, you will get swept behind and left behind. So that
Hmm.
show is very important. But what's also equally, if not more important, is the business part. Know your brand, stick to your brand, stay in your lane, keep pushing the
Because,
envelope.
honey, making music in this industry and all these industries is rough, huh?
Exactly,
It ain't easy out
exactly.
here. Question, how has your health been?
So I've been well. I can't complain, especially when I look at the world today and the things that are going
Good.
on and with like
Okay, so
people
you're
in
healthy, you're
Iran.
active.
Yeah, I'm trying to be as active as possible. I stay with my social activism, especially like we talked about.
I feel like you could be a voice right now.
I've
I
been
feel like you
trying.
could be an extremely heavy voice for Iran. I haven't seen any of really of your posts, to be honest, on my feed, but you're
I mean, I've been
perfect.
posting
So I hope
heavy.
I'm
I've
like,
been
so I hope you've been like
100%. I'm
posting.
always
Okay,
trying to make
good.
people aware because I have a non-Iranian audience base as well. And so I push the awareness because awareness sharing is caring. And so I make them aware. I was very active during Black Lives Matter. Now I find myself protesting against the Islamic Republic. Like being black and Iranian, I'm always protesting. Like that's the one thing I'm always doing. I'm a professional protester. I'm out there with the sign for like always. Black Lives Matter, Iranian Lives Matter. Like I'm always out there doing as much as possible for real. So
I love that.
getting
And
people
so, okay,
aware.
wait. So your mother is, you said black or white or
She's black. So
Persian,
my mother's
and your
black,
dad is
Iranian.
Persian.
Yeah, he's from Iran,
Iranian. Where
Persian,
did
named
they
me
meet?
Tehran. They met in college in Washington, D.C. My father came to America right before the revolution, like a lot of Iranians did for college. And then the other diaspora came after the revolution to get away from the Islamic Republic. So there's
So
that two group.
how did this, your grandparents feel about the interracial couple?
Well, that's the thing. When I was born, there was no idea of racism in Iran yet because that's like a global market that America has a monopoly on. Is basically exporting racism. So in Iran, there are black people. If you go to the south of Iran, there's a Bandari people, but there's Afro-Iranians as well that are African when it comes to ethnicity, but they're culturally and generationally Iranian. So they've been in Iran for
I'm gonna have to meet all
hundreds and
these
years
people,
of years.
honestly, though,
Yeah,
because I'm not even used to what's going on.
I know. But that's because that is your country, but this is your country too.
I
So you
mean, I
know what's
have
going on here.
family there
You
still
do,
that I
yeah.
don't talk to, that are distant family members, and I don't speak Farsi. My dad never taught me. My mom's very white, so she only speaks English. I'm so upset that I did not learn Farsi, and I'm like, Dad, like, why would you never teach me? Why did you, never do it? And he's just doesn't have really an excuse, and I think it's just basically trying to be more American and like blend in so that everyone's not racist and people calling them terrorists and me terrorist when I was in school.
They used to call you a terrorist?
Him, Oh yeah, totally. I was the
Oh,
Little Iranian terrorist.
that's
I was the Persian. I was a lot of names. Okay, I had a lot of names, and I was hairy, like all on my arms, and so the boys would make fun of me. All the Middle Eastern things. My dad said he had an afro, and he used to get made fun of. So like ever since I was little, he's always just relaxed his hair down flat. And he came here and started doing the movie business, and was like changed his name to Tony Pantera because of the whole thing. And it was,
well, when they came, it was a different time because during that time, the Islamic Revolution happened in Iran. That's when Khomeini came to Iran and basically created that tyranny and oppression that's been lasting
terrible.
for almost 50 years.
Oh
But at
my
that time, you're
God.
going off the Iran hostage crisis where the embassy workers of the United States Embassy in Iran were taken hostage by a group of terrorists who held them hostage. And in America, that was just one of the worst things that had ever happened internally. So when that happened, Iranians became public enemy number one. And your father
That's
and my
terrible.
father came up in that era and
Mm.
on different sides of the coast. In Washington, D.C., people are they're very political minded. And so they understood the difference, even though obviously there was a
Mm.
backlash there. But on the West Coast, they didn't even understand that. They're just like anything that had to do with Iran meant enemy. And so they were pointing the
Oh
finger.
yeah, my dad had like the worst time in high school. He's not the worst because my dad's a G, but like they tried.
I mean, not the worst because your dad still smashed
My
out your
dad's a
mom. He
G.
still hooked up with your
My dad's a
mom and
G.
knew what it was.
Oh my
But
God, my dad is the biggest player I've ever met in my
how did
life.
oh you're yo he's a legend. How
My
did
dad's
your
a stud, a
mom's
legend,
family
yeah.
deal with it? How did your mom's feel deal? Because after that
My
there became an idea of like the Americans would be more racist towards Iranians than Iranians would have been towards Americans. How did your mom's family deal with you
totally,
being half
totally.
Iranian?
Yeah, my grandma, my dad would like get in a fight with my mom, and my dad is OD aggressive, right? Well, used to be. So if my dad was doing anything, any type of putting hands on my mom, not in any crazy way. Listen, my dad wasn't a wife beater, but if there was any altercation of anything crazy going on, my grandma would be like, "Go back to your country. You don't treat women this way in America. Go back home." And I'm like, "I don't blame you, honey. Send them home." Like, yeah, you can't treat women this way. That's just how men grow up, though. And especially Persian men are very aggressive, very rough. I feel like they've been just like the Arab men. That's a stereotype, and I think it's a big one.
It's a stereotype, and that just depends on the type of man. Like people don't realize that
They're hardcore.
In Iranian culture, actually, we don't even have a word for he or she in Farsi because it's a gender neutral language. In fact, originally Persians were the first the first group of people to recognize women's rights and to have women be equal to men in every way.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that the ancient Greeks used to make fun of Persians for having women generals and women in power in general. There was a whole
Mm-hmm.
concept behind that. And it's an unfortunate side effect of the last 50 years where that went off course. And so it's stuff that we need to work on culturally. And I think that your father was just
Well,
being a
as
man
as
and not
people
just
get
an
younger,
Iranian man.
things are changing because their parents were aggressive, even more. And that's to say, not just in Iran, but everywhere. Our parents had to go through some brutal things.
Of course, it was just different times and a lot of different
Mm-hmm.
things happened. I mean, we've had conversations in the last 10 years only about consent. Before that, Me Too was a joke that everybody just kind of accepted. And then people were like, no, this can't go on. And that's why I still have hope for the world because there's a generation, a future generation that is way more principle based, that are way more willing to work together, that stand their ground and know right from wrong better than any other generation before them. But at the same time, there's a lot of YNs running around, and you're like, yo, is this world, where are we going, good or bad?
We
Where are we
don't know.
going
I
to
think
end
it's
up?
going. I think we're ending up in a good place. And let me tell you who's not ending up in a good place, and opposite of what's going on with Iran is Afghanistan, because they just said that women can't go to college or can't go to school.
Yeah, they have a lot of, the
I think
Taliban
this is
came
some
back.
brand new news.
I mean, I don't think this is brand new. The Taliban has always been about that, and they've been very active in oppressing the Afghan people who have been there, and they're fighting for their freedoms too. Like, I don't understand
Well,
why
they're
so
going to
many
see the
evil
Persian
people.
people maybe do this, and then they're going to be like, okay, we can too. This is a big deal. You know, if Iran succeeds and has a victory here, because this is going to show the whole world, hey, this is what can happen. Because if America, something decides to happen here, we're going to remember, we have power. We can do something about it.
Exactly. And I think it's a matter of when, not if, because
When,
the
when, when,
change has
when.
already happened. There's a group of
Facts.
young people that even if they don't succeed in the next month or the next year, it will be within our lifetime where they grow up and they take over and alter and change everything that's been done and undone with this current regime. And hopefully it has that effect on countries like Afghanistan and all the countries that are neighboring it. But I think that's also why a lot of countries have a lot of position when it comes to Iran, because they're afraid if this happens in Iran, it will happen to them too. There's no way that in Turkey, the president isn't worried about what's happening in Iran. And Afghanistan, they're worried about what's happening in Iran, and go down that list. So there's a lot of people the people are obviously all for it, but there's a lot of other governments that are against it because they know that they might be next.
Be scared, guys.
I mean, it's
Persian people
power
are
to the
coming. We're
people.
definitely going to be free soon.
I mean, the exact
And
same
then
thing actually
we're going to
happened.
go together.
I know. I will go.
I'm going to
Like,
find
we'll
all
have
the
the
Persian
best
people
time.
I know, and we're like, let's go
We'll
together.
film it. We'll film
Instead of
Tehran
FaceTime.
to Tehran, and we'll go to Iran. And by the way, Iran,
Yeah.
a lot of people in the West may not know, is a beautiful country. A lot of people think, oh, it's in the Middle East, it's a desert. It is not. It has mountains. It has some of the best ski resorts right in Tehran, actually. It has oceanfront. It has
I
Caspian
said,
Sea.
honey, I'm going to move over there.
It's a beautiful country with different seasons and different groups of people and a
Wow.
beautiful culture. It's colorful. It's ancient history, but it's also has a lot of amazing things that are happening within it now. There's a group of young people that are creating their own vibe, their own music, their own trends, and it's just
I
one of
know. I'm
those.
kind of excited to see right now a lot of artists coming out of Iran that are posting right now. And I'm like, oh, wow,
Exactly.
that's sick. A lot of singers and rappers. And I'm like, oh, yes, who are we collaborating with? Where are my Persians at? Very cool.
Exactly. Your grandmother had a huge effect on people. Your grandmother's a poet.
Oh, big, big. I actually just started reading her poems because my father made these huge books. They're heavy, I'm telling you, heavy. And I'm reading through them. They're all in Farsi. So I have to like bootleg ChatGPT what the heck they're actually saying, and like does it no justice, I'm sure.
Of course
But
not.
just to get the idea of what she's saying. And they're beautiful, and I'm starting to just talk about them or actually say the poems from ChatGPT on TikTok just to show what what
And
she's
some of
done.
these things don't translate
Not
directly
at
because
all.
Farsi as a language is a very poetic language. There are things that you can say in Farsi that you can't even imagine or even express in English. So
Very
there
cool.
are subtle nuances and cultural affinities that exist within those lines that you'd have to understand the basis or where they're from or where they're going. Like, I have some of my favorite lines of poetry are actually in Farsi. There's a Farsi poem that says "Parvaz ra be khater besapor parande mordani ist," which says, remember the flight, the bird is mortal. The idea that as a bird, the identity, the noun of it all is not important. It's that journey. The journey is the most important part. The
Nice.
destination is all about, like, sure, but that journey, that path, it lives forever. The legacy is forever. It stays. You can't erase that.
There's definitely some crazy poetry in Iran. That's why I'm like, even more so, I wish I knew the language. But
Yeah.
hey, since there's no like he, she, it is a little bit easier than other languages to learn.
It is
That's what
because
I'm
there's
gonna
no masculine,
say.
feminine like French or Arabic languages that are more difficult. Mandarin is a very difficult language. Farsi is actually a language where you can learn quickly, but you have to understand the cultural nuances to actually fully grasp the language. We have words that don't translate in English at all. How much Farsi do you know? What would you be able to say? No.
Salam,
Shalom.
chatori.
Hello. How are you? Okay.
Yes,
Those.
خوبم
Huba,
merci.
merci. I'm good. Thank you.
بیا
Come.
برو
Go. You're getting it down. Like
عشقتم.
Sheretam, which means I love you, but it's a deeper love than just I
Sheretam's
love.
love
Esh,
here.
that says Esh on her
Esh.
hand. It just says it's a form of love, but it's like a higher love than just I love you. It's like
It's so funny because
passion.
all the Persians, every time some old Persian man sees my tattoo,
They
they're
start
like,
speaking
do
Farsi.
you know what that means? I'm like, of course I know what it means.
You say
Like,
that,
yes.
but some people tell me about my name. They'll be like, do you know what Tehran is? I'm like, it's my name. Like,
so
why are
funny,
you telling
so
me?
funny.
Do you think I just have my name and I
It's
wouldn't know
probably
what it
these
is?
older Persian men too.
Yeah, it's always.
They're so funny.
They love explaining things
What
to
are
you.
some Persian traditions that any that stuck with the family growing up that like reminded you of the home or what is it?
If we're giving a lesson on Persian, we're gonna have to start with the food. Persian food is absolutely bomb. It's amazing.
Delicious.
Horma sabzi.
My favorite dish is ghormeh sabzi.
It's the best one. I love horma sabzi. In fact, a way I know if you're a good or bad person is if you love horma sabzi, you're a good person. If you don't like
okay.
horma sabzi, you're a bad person. Like,
I like
that's
that.
my horma sabzi.
I like that. You're right.
All those are amazing. Of course, we have kebab and all that. Like, just a lot of that type of food. It's very Mediterranean in that, but the way it's put together, the saffron on the rice, all that stuff is absolutely delicious. So,
guys, if you have no
Persian
Persian
food.
friends, if you have no idea what Persian or Iranian or Iran or any of this even is, because I get it, just go try Persian food and start there.
yeah, once you have Persian food, you'll
and then
love.
come talk to us again.
You want to fall in love with Persians? Try Persian food and then try Persian women. Trust me, you will never go. Once you go, you know when they say once you go black, you never go back. Once you go Persian, there's no other version. And the best part about me is that there's both. So I'm letting you know.
Does this go
right
for the
now.
girls too, or no?
Oh, it definitely doesn't hurt. You know. So what I'm saying
Tehran, are you married? Are
need
you
it.
single? What's your type?
You know, that's the thing. I'm not married. I'm single. I'm
He
in
says
LA.
that's the thing.
I mean, it's just
What's the
tough.
thing?
Being in a relationship in LA is nearly impossible.
All I hear is from everyone is being in a relationship and then fill it in New York, Miami, LA, everywhere at this point.
No, you don't hear that in Alabama. In Alabama, they're like, I'm married. So being in a relationship
Yeah, but in
LA,
Alabama, you're getting prepped in high school, getting married in college.
it is real. Like, it's just not easy
We're
to
not
be in a
over here
relationship.
giving away brides in America or in the West Coast.
Or the East Coast. Just finding the right person. You can be in Chicago, New York, LA, DC, Miami. Any of these cities, they're not always optimal for being in a relationship, to be honest. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, and when you say type, it's not meeting the type. You can good looking. I live in LA. There's a lot of good looking girls, but
So you love a good,
girl,
genuine girl, person, a good person.
exactly, good
Okay.
person.
That
I
has
like
to be
smart.
hot, obviously.
Yeah, you
Something
want
attractive.
You want to be attractive
Okay.
to the girl. So you want her to be attractive, but you also want her to be intelligent. You want her to have a good personality, have a good heart, have a good
What are
mind
some of your
and
biggest
body.
pet peeve?
One of my biggest pet peeves. So I took one of those tests. Do you know your love language?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's like, there's like
There's like
acts of
7 different ones.
Yeah. 5 love languages, and you can be like words of affirmation or whatever.
I'm petty. I need them all.
Yeah. Well, it turns out I took mine, and mine was shut the fuck up, don't touch the remote. So it's just like, don't
Funny.
change.
What are you watching?
Don't change this channel right now. Like, girls love to come over and mess up your algorithm on Netflix. Like,
What are you watching?
why is Down syndrome love on my
I
on
love
my
that
algorithm?
show.
Exactly. Ruining my
funny.
algorithm. But
Yeah, you got to have your own on Netflix. You have to
Yeah.
have your own profile.
I don't,
It does fuck up the rhythm.
it does. It ruins it. Like, I have a thing going. When it comes to pet peeves, my biggest pet peeve is a girl who's not worldly. I love worldly girls who know the rest of the world and that the world exists, and the difference between, for example, a Persian and an Arab, or at least are willing to learn. You don't even have to know it as long as you're willing to learn it and be aware of the rest of the world and know cultures and know ethnicities and groups of people and countries and nationalities and languages. I love that. I love.
When I was in Asia, I was trying to learn the different, who's from where. Like, is she from Korea or Japan? Trying to figure out which Asian you are, and I love it. It's so much fun.
It's a game to play.
And I'm getting better at it.
And you
it is
start
kind of about
realizing
stereotyping, though. No, it's kind of like, well, no, features are different. And,
features are different, mannerisms,
maybe a little
the words,
mannerisms, yeah.
Names. So it's good to know the world is a small place
cool.
after all.
Yeah, cultured girls are the best. That's for
I
sure.
like culture. I'm petty when it comes to a girl who's not really on their hustle. Like, I like that hustle because if you're hustling, that motivates me to stay hustling. I want someone who's going to inspire me and teach me something as well. Like, I want to learn from you, and maybe I have a lot of things that you can learn from me. That's the best kind of partnership, companionship, in my opinion.
What's your red flag so that we can tell all the girls now so that we can keep, beware?
Red flag, okay, first of all, is if you are pronouncing names of countries wrong. Red flag. Number two, if you don't have a phone protector, that's a red flag. Because if you don't protect your phone, you're not going to protect your vagina. Like, I just don't trust you, Like, I just don't trust what you're doing. Let's see. Another red flag for me. A girl who always brings up money. If you're looking for money, and I'm not saying you should date broke. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're the money angle girl where you're like, oh, let me get this money, let me get that money. I don't really like that kind of demeanor for me personally. I want someone that's about getting the bag together, not just taking the bag I made,
I see. Yeah, a lot of girls hate the whole 50-50 thing, or how do you feel about dating or like long-term dating?
I mean, here's the thing.
When it comes to the money thing.
When it comes to money, I'm going to be, this is maybe a cultural thing, but I talk about any girl who's ever dated a Persian or Middle Eastern or North African, that we're going to take care of everything we take. We're going to take care. But I don't want a girl who expects it. I want a girl who appreciates it. Exactly. Don't expect it. Appreciate it. Just know I'm going to do all that, but I need you to, it's the way you come about it that makes it different.
Well, I hope that you do find the one.
I mean, you have a lot of friends.
Your dream girl.
You have a lot of friends. What's up with your friends? Every time I see you have a crew of baddies. Listen.
You know what? They're not all the best, let me tell you. Okay, I may know some girls here and there, but it's like, oh, who's like a really cool chick? Yeah. And I really do like thinking about my friends, though, like the single ones, and trying to pair them together. So it's always like in the back of my mind. I think if I spent a little more time, I'd be like pairing them up and maybe even making a new business that I don't need.
I've told you need a matchmake business. Like, you have a matchmaking business might be a vibe. Because a lot of the right
I'm going to charge everybody, though, to be in it. So
of course. You would be the
all
next.
All the lovely bachelors.
Raya.
Get your money, Roddy.
Yeah. We don't even need Raya. We just go on Lexy and be like, yo, Lexy, I'm looking for got 'em. And you roll through. You know all the right people.
I do, actually.
All over.
I know a lot. I wanted to put in my bio. I know them.
Yeah, you do, though.
Because every time someone's like, well, I was like, oh, I know him. Like, I know him.
One of my favorite things is when people try to act like they don't know you, but then they either follow you or you're in their search bar. And I'm like, but I thought you.
Right when you search your name and you're already there?
Exactly. I love when that happens.
Okay.
But I thought you had never.
I am never the type to lie about no weird shit like that.
Well, you're not
catching me being weird.
You're never, one of the things, I've known you for like a long time. Like, you're always real. Like, you're never, what you see is what you get. You wear your heart on your sleeve. You're one of the realest people. Like, and I'm not just saying this because you're on. I think this about you, and I've said this about you when you're not
People
there.
who know me know that.
You can love her or hate her. This is her.
I was going to say, it might get you in trouble a little bit.
Yeah, a lot
Which is why I was hesitant on doing the podcast.
Yeah,
I'm sure you know.
You're
Because I was
gonna get
like, well, I'm about
canceled.
to get canceled.
You're
I'm
gonna
about
get
to get canceled.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have yet because people haven't really caught the things I've said. Yeah, I'm not big enough. We'll see one day what happens.
You're gonna
I
say,
don't know.
listen, you're good for one of those comments. You're good for one of those cancel me comments for sure.
That's fine.
For sure.
That's how you make it.
That's how you make it because you have created your own lane
No,
when
that's
it
how
comes to
people
entertainment.
gotta make it.
Yeah, don't get me canceled on the show and be like, yo, that's how you make it.
I'm
No.
like, what can I say? What can I say?
You know what I think about trans people? And then Lexy fills in the blanks. No, I'm good. I'm good off this.
How do we feel about them playing Hail Hitler in the club?
I mean, the Kanye song?
Yes, because Sneeko and all the Andrew Tate people, I don't know who was in the bus, but they literally were in the bus playing Hail Hitler like twice and then went into the club in Miami and played it, and the DJ got in trouble, I think. They kicked them out. They're not allowed in no fucking clubs anymore or nothing.
I didn't know about that specific story. I do know, listen, Kanye, I don't like his anti-Semitic rhetoric. He's a genius. Even that song is a banger and would have meant something more if he hadn't had anti-Semitic messaging behind it. Like, he could have said,
because that melody is da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na. I'm like, I like that melody. Could we have put other words to it
exactly.
so
You
we
could
can
have
sing
said
along,
anything
please?
else that could have allowed me, but Hitler is just such a horrible person that I can't even be on board with any type of praise for him. The idea of it being sardonic or facetious would have played if Kanye hadn't said anti-Semitic rhetoric before. And even though he apologized recently, and of course has a new album coming out, Kanye just recently apologized to Black people and to Jewish people and sat down with the rabbi and things of that nature. I can't get on board with anti-Semitic rhetoric. What I can get on board with is a banger. And that song is a banger, just it shouldn't have been anti-Semitic. I don't understand.
Dang, facts. Kanye's racist to everybody. A lot of people are racist to everybody.
He is. He can be. And the thing about Kanye is I do think he's a genius. I do think that he's often misunderstood. But I also think he needs to be more mature and grow up and realize that his words have impact and they do have influence on people. And when he says certain things about entire groups of people, whether they're Black or Jewish or whatever it is, it can create the one thing that he tries to stay against. You don't need to do that. You want to not like the Jewish people that have affected you, say their names, because it's just those particular people.
Right.
It's not everybody.
That's great. Mm-hmm.
You don't lump people up, especially Kanye of all people, who doesn't like when we box him in. Don't put people in boxes. Boxes are meant for things and not people.
Who's the craziest celebrity you've ever met?
Craziest celebrity I have ever met? Maybe Kanye. It might be Kanye.
Yeah.
But I think he's a
When did you meet
genius.
him?
I met him a couple years ago. He was with Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian has best friends that are Persian. And so I've met Kanye on different occasions, and he's just, while I really enjoy him as an intellect, he can also be a bit off-putting and unstable.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think that Dave Chappelle is crazy, but in a good way. Dave Chappelle is one of the most genius, most brilliant people I've ever met, and I just love how he states things and puts things, and sometimes they're misinterpreted, but if you actually pay attention to what he's really saying,
you're like, it makes sense.
It makes sense. Like, he's just brilliant. I think that I've met people.
Who's your celebrity crush?
Rihanna.
Who was your celebrity crush and who still is your
Rihanna. I love
Always and forever.
I love Rihanna. Bad girl Riri.
Me too.
Her. I love Rihanna.
I love Rihanna so much.
You know what? In my list of girls, I need a girl who prefers Rihanna to Beyonce. Beyonce is amazing. Beyonce is amazingly talented, but I'm talking about the Rihanna vibe. I need a Rihanna in my life.
All the way. And I'm pissed
Rihanna.
that she's not releasing music. Whoever has her in those bad
100%.
deals, like, what the fuck? You're literally ruining
You're
our adulthood.
You are. You're ruining the soundtrack of our lives. Right now, we should
Honestly, like, how selfish is that? And maybe she doesn't even want to anymore. And you know what? That I can respect. But what I cannot respect is someone saying, oh, you can't put music out right now because I own it all. Or whatever the hell. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like it's something like...
She's a billionaire. I'm sure she's fine. She's pregnant with her 14th ASAP kid.
Yeah,
I mean,
Rihanna, don't get mad at me if you just don't want to release music. Because, girl, I feel you. If we're upset about it, but I feel you. You do your mama thing. I think she's having more children, too. I think they want to have a bunch more.
She was, okay, I saw her. She was like 26 months pregnant at the Laugh Factory. She was very pregnant.
Wow.
Still gorgeous. Still just this glow radiating from her. I mean, Rihanna is by far, and I love me some Selma Hayek. I love me some Monica Bellucci. I love these, but Rihanna, I love you. I love Rihanna.
My celebrity crush has been Austin Butler, the one that plays Elvis.
Yeah.
And he plays in some other movies.
If that's your celebrity crush, like, but that's a newer crush though. Who was your crush before?
Leonardo DiCaprio was my ultimate first crush.
Got it.
That Titanic scene got me when I was young. I'm like,
Titanic,
sweating on the door with the hand. What are they doing? Yeah. You know that I shouldn't have been watching that.
Titanic was that vibe, and then he came out with The Beach. But the new Leonardo DiCaprio in The Departed, he's got this man body.
He's a great actor, man.
Yeah, he's a wonderful actor.
He did his thing in his life, huh?
And
the fact that he doesn't like to watch his movies is ridiculous.
To be the greatest at the thing you do, whether you're a Jay-Z, a Kanye, a Drake, a Kendrick, a Leonardo DiCaprio, an Al Pacino, any of these people who are the greatest at what they do, it just must be amazing. You go down that list of the Oprahs and the Julia Roberts and Taraji.
A lot of them don't watch their stuff.
You're the greatest at what you do. I mean, what is there to see?
I get anxious to watch my stuff, for sure.
Do you listen to your own music? Do you listen to your own music when you're out?
Once in a while, I get in the mode to do that. I have to because, well, one, I enjoy it, but two, like I'm thinking visuals and like, what could I do to this? And I've been around an artist that listened all the time to their music.
Chris Brown.
No.
Who was the artist? Who was the artist? Who was the artist?
Brown. You're so funny.
Who was the artist?
St. John.
Oh, St. John. I could see that.
He listened to his music 24/7, consumed in it.
I could see that.
I can't do that.
I was just at...
It'd be on this TV. It'd be in this. I'm like, I can't get away from it.
I was just at Dialogue Cafe where there was a St. John Little Uzi Vert incident that was notorious that happened there. I don't know if you know about this.
How recent was that?
It was a couple years back. Little Uzi ran up.
Was it like a girl thing?
I don't know what it was over. I just know.
I think it was over like a girl. Maybe like someone accused someone of talking to her or something.
He ran up and I was like, okay, little Uzi's from Philly. This is Philly.
And what's crazy is, like, he's not into the drama at all. Like, he does not. He wants to stay far away from everything. So it's interesting that like that. Yeah. So it's interesting that whole thing even happened. I'm shocked.
I don't know him.
I'm shocked that he knew where he was.
I mean, I don't even know how that happened. It went down.
This gangbang shit's real.
Dialogue Cafe is one of the best
locations.
places.
That's like popular though, right? That's like a really popular spot.
It's a popular spot in West Hollywood. But it's also very good. So I've been there when a lot of things have popped out, but that's one of... Who's the craziest celebrity you've ever been around? Because you've been around all of them.
Okay, let's say crazy in like a what? What kind of crazy?
Crazy as in, I want the good crazy and the bad crazy. So I want 1 and 2. Like I want Shia LaBeouf crazy, and then I want Shia LaBeouf crazy. Like good crazy and bad crazy.
G-Eazy was like the crazy, drug crazy stuff. So like crazy a little, not over the top. We had a great time. I like went to a party. It was a whole thing. That was the first time I met him. We actually ended up doing some karaoke together and all types of shit. It was a great time, but he's crazy. He was a wild one.
Okay. You can't just say everyone. You
I'm
have to
crazy.
I mean, you can't listen. I'm not going to say you aren't crazy. You are definitely. But you're way more. So. You're way more chill than a lot of people understand.
Too fucking chill, to be honest.
You are very chill. Like I think people think you're like this party animal, and You are not.
People definitely think I do a lot of drugs. I drink crazy. I'm a party animal. I'm all these things. Look,
Yeah.
there's a thumbs up. I'm all these things.
And you're
Guys,
not.
I've never even touched cocaine before. And yes, I definitely have been in the clubs partying. But like, let me tell you what I was doing. I was dancing my little ass off in those clubs.
You actually
Me
have
and my
fun when you
girlfriends
go
were
out.
getting down, okay?
Yeah. You guys go
Yeah,
out like it's
we actually had
a dance off.
fun.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
go. You used
always.
to go to a club like it's a dance off.
Hyde nightclub. We was at Hyde nightclub getting down in LA. That's in LA though, but
Yeah. There's little Hyde and big Hyde.
a lot of people expect or think that I'm very, very different than what I am in person. Yeah.
They don't realize.
And that's why
that
a part of the
you're
podcast
fun.
was like, oh, I want people to get to know me a little bit better. A lot of people said I should do some sort of podcast stuff, so here we are.
I've been telling you need to do a podcast, and I told you need to do a movie about you.
Stop. It's so much work, but I really want to do it.
I know.
I did write, actually, I hired someone and wrote a first episode series. So like, what is it called when you have like a pilot? I do have one written out, and it is possible. So
I'm sorry.
closer.
I know this for a fact because I've read it. You forget the person you hired was my friend. So I read.
Your friend.
Yeah. I'm the one who introduced you. You forgot that?
Who, to Ali?
Yeah, Ali Musavi.
Okay,
Yeah, of
okay.
course.
Whoa. This has been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been years now.
He's a very good writer. He has a movie, Super Cool. If you had anyone watching, Super Cool. He wrote that. He's written a bunch of things. He's ghostwritten a bunch of things. But he sat down and had a process with you. Very talented writer.
Yeah, I mean,
very
we just,
fun.
you know,
And the
I
pilot's
just spilled
very
the
good.
beans.
It's not a
Yeah,
little good.
it really
it's
is.
very good.
I think it's very current at the moment, actually current now than it was back then. It was a little weird, I feel like, with the OnlyFans thing, right? So it's a little bit more relevant now.
You were before, it was before the trend. The idea of that, and that's the thing, you have to know what's next. So, you know, of all people.
I'm always a little too behind.
Nah,
So I was just talking about how I'm an extreme late bloomer. But when it comes to ideas and things, I'm a little bit behind. Meaning, like, I'm ahead.
You are
know?
ahead.
I'm
for
ahead
sure.
too.
That's what I was about to say.
Makes
Like,
me...
even when we were at South by Southwest, you were ahead of the trend, and now you see a lot of girls who are social media influencers.
But it sucks kind of being like the first of things.
That's how that happens. Great.
I don't know if I like it. I was thinking about this last week.
Greats always know they're great before everyone else. It's an unfortunate byproduct.
Like, give me my props. I don't give a damn. I don't care.
Time is always of a thing. Like there's rappers like Rakim and everyone, sure, they get their flowers, but they don't get as much flowers as they deserve for being ahead of their time and influencing hip hop and rap to the level we are now. You could be a basketball player that were playing before, and people forget they are the ones who paved the way for those $100 million contracts and all those crossovers and all those moves. They're not getting the flowers they deserve.
You know who is number one at this?
Who?
Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy was way ahead of his time.
Like, come on, give him his props. How come he's just not? He's not as big as he.
That's a lot has to do with him too, because of how he approaches. There's a thing that we look for, a certain factor of humility in people and let other people give you your props. And Soulja Boy is always the first one to be like, Drake. Like, he's always the first one to set that up. But for sure, he was an influencer ahead of influencing. He was basically the basis of TikTok music and Instagram music and creating songs that we see that influencer today.
Wow, man, he's a legend.
Producing and writing himself, putting music out when people didn't believe in him. I mean, Soulja Boy is honestly someone who deserves a lot of respect for the things he's done. It's just his way of going about it has made him an easy target. But the truth is,
shout out to Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy has done a lot for everyone who's an artist today. You need to thank Soulja Boy for a lot of those deals, a lot of those ringtones, a lot of those streaming revenues. All those things really are a Soulja Boy function and how they're put together. The type of songs that go out. So for sure, Soulja Boy deserves his props. A lot of people do.
We're giving you our props, at least.
We're giving you the flowers.
That means
Soulja.
anything.
What's
What's a last topic that you feel like we should chat about?
Well, I
What's
do.
something you've been wanting to talk about?
I mean, I am going to use a little bit of time to talk about Iran. If you don't know what's going on in Iran right now, there are mass protests in the streets of Iran by the people against the Islamic Republic regime. It's the government that's oppressive and tyrannical that's in power right now, that's basically holding and keeping the people down, especially women, and they are an oppressive regime that needs to be removed, and the people are fighting, and all they are asking for is support and for their voices to be amplified by the people around the world. There's it takes knowledge. All you have to do is be aware, look it up yourself, find out yourself, talk about it. You This is injustice, this is inhumanity. These are all the things that democracy is supposed to stand against. So let's stand against this together.
Amen.
That's a real thing.
That's that.
Even with my
And it's
comedy, I try to talk about this in my comedy and bring it up. And
it's a little interesting being on the entertainment side and having to deal with this because your heart is heavy because it's your people. You know, other things touch you, but it doesn't hit home until it's really in your home. So I know it's like, how do you go on stage right now and fully laugh on stage? How do you handle that?
well, that's the thing. Good comedy makes you laugh, but great comedy makes you think. And if you notice, the greatest comedians, George Carlin, Wanda Sykes, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, these are people who always made you think. You would you would always remember the topics that they brought up, and they allowed you to actually talk about difficult things in a digestible way. And that's great comedy. And that's what I try to do when I'm on stage, is try to talk about difficult things in a way that's digestible for everybody. So I talk about what's going on in Iran. I talk about social issues. I talk about justice issues. I talk about the world around us today and tomorrow, hoping that that message gets out and at least people go home. I don't need to change your mind. I just want to make you think.
I like that.
Yeah,
All right, so not all just looks fine.
you're the best.
No, I love that you're always up to date on everything, schooling me too, and I like that you're not afraid to tell people how it is as well, and update and teach, which I'm learning from friends like you. So, cheers to you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we've had a couple DM conversations about different things that go on in the
He
world.
goes, "Excuse me, honey." I said, "What? What you feel about how I feel?"
Well, I'm just going to
You
give you
always
the
got to be
facts.
willing to listen.
That's the thing. I'm going to give you facts and you can change your own mind. Like, I'm not going to give you a spin, but sometimes we're not privy to all the facts. And that's the thing about the world today, is people just watch one clip, one TikTok, see one meme, and they think they're very educated on a subject, and they're not. A little bit of information is a very dangerous thing. So there are times where you do need content. Without context is not information. There's a bigger picture that needs to be explained, and I'll just explain those and then allow you to then make a conclusion. At least be knowledgeable, and now you can make a decision on what you think or how you feel about something.
Right, and I am definitely happy that we have TikTok and that everyone can share their opinions. You guys can be the judge of what's going on. You do your however much research you need. But TikTok just recently did change around. The word oracle is going around. I don't know exactly what's going on TikTok, guys, but someone needs to update me because I heard there were a bunch of updates. People are saying that TikTok can use our videos for literally anything they want, which is a little scary because right now, obviously, they're not using videos of people, but one day it's going to happen and we're going to be like, what the fuck? I'm in a
Yeah.
Starbucks commercial.
That's AI. AI is getting, but
And I'm
AI
not
is
getting
getting to the
paid.
point where, they can make the videos look so realistic. In the future, a girl's gonna be like, "Who is this?" I'll be like, "Nah, baby, that's AI. That's not even me. That's just AI." It's just so realistic now, where they are using our images going into the future, and we don't know what they're using it for. There's a lot of things we need to stay aware of. We need to be informed, being
Everybody
educated, as much as
know
educated as
somebody.
possible.
Know
Exactly.
something, know somebody, learn something.
Exactly. All of
Protect
us.
yourself, guys. Speak your mind. And on the Oops podcast, you're allowed to spill some things, And I'm glad you did. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And you have a podcast, or you do not have a podcast?
I have a podcast called Imperfect Gentleman. We're going to be bringing it back. It was bought by its TV station, and with TV and everything, it's not going the way we want it to. But I have a podcast. I'm at a show in a city near you, so make sure to
go
check me
see
out.
him.
And also at the Laugh Factory every Thursday, Tehran Thursday, 9:45 p.m. I bring an all-star lineup, and then I headline myself. So come out, show up.
Do you ever live stream those?
I don't live stream those yet, but that is in the works as well.
Okay, that'd be very cool. I'll catch you from Miami.
We'd love that.
Thank you, Tehran, for joining the Oops podcast, because sometimes the truth sounds like an accident. Bye. You gotta say bye.
I thought that was perfect. I didn't even want to ruin it.
You gotta say bye then now.
Oh, I'll say bye.
Bye.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, because you had that. That was perfect.